Hey guys, what's up? Good morning from my place here, my base in China, and of course, good evening to everybody in the West Side Hemisphere. Welcome to another live stream with me, Ace from Ramen Toy, of course. And I'd like to say hi to the people in the chat already. Thanks so much for joining me on this stream. We have video power gaming with requests. I would love to do the way, Tom Cruise was doing in Mission Impossible where you vanish the key, but I got no skills like that. So just do like a sort of like that. Is that enough? Ace of Spade card. So thank you so much for that comment. And we got Matt with two T's saying that he will take the early bird special. Thank you so much, Matt with two T's. As you were saying, playing the Ace of Spades from Motorhead. I like Evolution, Line in the Sand. So we'll check it out. We'll check it out. And we got the Titan. Thank you so much for joining the stream, my friend. Excited for this stream as well as myself. I'm excited. We are back from a bit of traveling, and I'll be traveling again really soon. We'll get into that just a bit more in the stream later on. And we have a ridiculous Badger also say, "What's up, humans?" And we have Sci-Fi George in the house as well, and Laser Pants, my man from 3POA. He has a stream coming up in the weekend, so make sure you join him on that stream as well. You always do, right? So thanks for joining, my friend. We have Mighty in the house. Thank you so much. And we also have Michael Fender, who is saying that you can't wait to see what I bring to Joe fans. We'll talk about that in just a bit. All right. So anyway, guys, we are here today on our monthly stream as promised. So today we are here to talk about Eagle Shop, right? Gatchaman, our first officially licensed by Tatsunoko Production. And I was in Japan just recently to see Tatsunoko to get final approval on the Eagle Shop. And we are very, very proud and happy and honored that we have the opportunity to present to you guys our Eagle Shop product, right? Which is online right now. You can go to ramentoy.com and check out the listing page. Early bird starts today. And the price has always been a question, right? How much does it cost? So it is retail at $150 and the early bird price is at $110. That's right, guys. So for early bird, we always do a 30-day sale period, and go support this product so that we can continue to bring more and more, Gatchaman products for you guys, which of course we're already working on the second one. Okay, we made a promise that we're going to be delivering the whole team, not just one and done. But of course, we need sales, right? Because at least bring us to the break-even point, at least show some support and get all the products out to the minimum available quantity. Okay, so just going through a bit on the Eagle Shop, we have, well, first of all, you can go check out the video on YouTube, right, where we showed off some improvements to the model that was previously shown at Wonder Festival in February earlier this year. And what we have improved is that there's actually a light up function now. So if I may just click on this and you'll see it. Okay, it actually lights up. See, lights up now. So previously in our first model, the first rendition, we just made it without the lights. Licensor said, this part here needs to be yellow. I said, how can we make it yellow? Because yellow is just not right. Because if it's the afterburners are not on, it's not yellow, right? So in the end, we thought about, okay, let's just put in extra R&D and get that light up unit in. Okay. So yeah, this is the light up version, right? Not the version, there is light up function now. And of course, you'll see all the accessories over here. You have the Eagle Shop by itself. You have the figure, which by the way also has an improved cape for those of you who are eagle-eyed, no pun intended, to note this, right? Our initial offering and initial pictures of the figure had kind of curvy edges on the cape, but over here we have improved it to make it much more accurate. Some other functions, obviously, on the model is this the bird slices, right? You can actually exchange the nose section and then change it to the ones with or without the extra parts over there. All right. So yeah, guys, go check out the YouTube video. I'm gonna possibly just direct you to go check it out versus sending you the link. I'm not too sure if I'm clicking right now. So yeah, and just gonna go through a bit more of the chat over here from Sci-Fi George. Right, really looking forward to the Hunter and the Amphisbaena tanks and the Phalanx kits. Okay, we'll get to that in just a bit. Let's have hello to Jeffrey Lopez. Thank you for joining. We have Walter Van Winkle. Greetings to you as well. Yes, it's now available, our Gatchaman line, starting with Eagle Shop, and then we'll carry on to bring the other vehicles and characters to you as well. Vinny Ray, thank you so much for joining. Hope everybody's doing well. Yes, we are. We've got Zim Double O saying greetings as well. And yes, somebody noticed that it's a great deal. So yeah, 150 is the original price, the retail price, and then we are doing an early bird as always on Ramen Toy, right? We offer the best possible price to get it at, and it's only available for 30 days. So please do spread the word, share the product on your socials, tell your friends about it, tell more Gatchaman fans about it, and let's get this show on the road. All right. We have Dr. Dracula. Is it Dracula? Hello from Germany. Thank you so much. We'll be back in Germany next year as well for the Nuremberg Toy Fair. I hope a certain team for a certain van is in the works. RC Creations, not yet currently, but we will look at our bandwidth to see how it goes. Kato's Collection, Kato's in the house. Thank you so much for joining the stream, my friend. Haven't seen you in a bit. Hope you're doing well. The Well-Dressed Nerd by Art by Brave. I know it's old news, but I really hope we could get another run of the Batmobile keg set. Speaking of that, we'll go through all that in today's stream. Okay, but of course, guys, I will talk about the Eagle Shop just a bit later on for more people coming into the stream. I'll just leave this here for now. All right, so yeah, let's just talk about the rest of the stuff that Ramen Toy is doing. Okay, so in regards to the keg set, we are pushing on with development on keg 2.0, and 2.0 will include a 2.1 immediately. I just briefed the factory personnel just a few days ago on the direction right after our last live stream that we will just go with the two methods, right? 2.0 would be a fully developed cockpit with two seats and everything that looks right for the Batmobile. And then 2.1 would be without the centerpiece that's obstructing where the figures will go in. And then we'll bring the seats closer together. We'll enlarge the seats as best as we can. And that will be 2.1, meaning that you'll have no center console at all. You'll just have a front console and some seats for you to put some figures in. And hopefully those figures would be like SHF size figures. I really doubt you can squeeze in the McFarlane figure into the vehicle, but who knows, right? Sometimes you guys can do it because you guys know how to customize and how to make things work. So that is what we're doing for KEG 2.0 and 2.1. And once we have those prototypes to share and to pre-sell, we will bring back, the KEG set and offer a deluxe set where you get the whole deal, right? You can get the canopy and guns, and you can get the cockpit and gauges all in one deal. Okay, so we'll probably have, 3 SKUs, right? The full set, maybe 4, right? The full set with the good cockpit, the full set with the cockpit without the centerpiece, and then you have the full set of the cockpit by itself without the KEG set because you got those already, and then of course the seats together, right? So maybe 4 SKUs for the KEG set. Hopefully that'll be done really soon. I maybe estimate August. I will show something, or even July, right? So just keep that marked down on your memo sheet, and we'll get to that in just a bit. And then check me, right? Fact check me. All right, we got more comments here from Walter about where if I buy more than one, will it be charged shipping per item? Okay, so a shipping question, always please go and send an email to my guys at sales@ramentoy.com, because there is only so much of if then else if programming that we do in the Shopify system, whereby we input a weight and then the system calculates the weight multiplied by the number of units, and then it gives you another weight, and then that weight goes to check with the rates to give you a shipping price. But it's not always accurate because, again, when you pack two together, it might not be exactly 1 times 2 in terms of weight, but we can't really break it down in such a way that we are so specific. We don't have the means to do it. So apologies. So if you are buying more than one, thank you so much. Please do email us to see if we can get something to you in terms of a better shipping cost if we combine the airway bill. Okay, so this thing is pretty sizable as well. But the good thing is that it's not packed one per carton like the ramen races and the tanks and all these things, where it's just one by itself, the vans and all these things. So yeah, we could possibly, very possibly, combine the shipping into one way bill, and we'll let you know, right? So Walter, please do email us. Yeah, that's all I can say. Hopefully that answers your question. And thank you, Kato, for putting in the link for the Gatchaman. I appreciate it always. Okay. Cliff's stuff. We have what made you start with Gatchaman 2 and not the original series? Okay, so this question has been brought up a few times, and my explanation is that I relate more with Gatchaman 2. And like I said, whenever I do something, I need to learn the subject, I need to know the subject. I don't just do it for the sake of doing it. Even with the sewer and street section, I got to see what's going on. I was in PowerCon 2 years ago. I checked out the actual piece that was shown by NECA. I surveyed it. I studied it. I sort of, got myself into it. Like, why would the collector want this? Or why, or what about this does the collector not like? So I need to know all these things before I conduct any product. And this is the case since the inception of Ramen Toy. If I may bring you back down memory lane, we have 80s Commanders, because we love the Centurions, and we wanted to do it in a way that we hope that yourself would like it. So we like something and we know the subject, and hence we were able to make that subject good to what we think it is, and so on and so forth, right? With the Quicksilver, we envision a more modernized version, etc., etc. And then with the keg set that we just talked about, we looked at the situation, we saw that the canopy was wrong, and we knew what to do, and hence we actually embarked on doing it. So same thing for everything that we've done, right? We have to study the subject, we know the subject before embarking in the project. So same thing here, Eagle Sharp second series, because I grew up right around the middle, right, early 80s, and I saw this, right? I even held some of these from my vague memory in my hands. Either it's a Poppy diecast, or a knockoff, or some sort, or some kind of a gum kit, right? I remember there was a gum kit where it's a plastic model that you put together. Official or not, I'm not sure. I got to really go back and check on all these nostalgic archives, but that's what I remember. And I remember holding the G, I believe it's 4, right? The little kids little propeller wings thing, and I thought it was pretty cool, right? And I never had the rest. So yeah, so G2, I mean the Gatchaman second series was the first thing that came to my mind because I was able to relate to it. But of course, after getting the license, we heard that, oh, G1 is the original is much more cool. Okay, so let me go and learn and get acquainted with the original, because in my view, the original were simplistic in terms of the designs of the vehicles, right? So, but then again, being simple doesn't mean anything wrong. It just means that I wasn't able to relate to those designs at this point of time or a few years ago, right? Or I've never been. So now that you guys are asking for that, then I'm gonna be a student of the first series and see exactly what is so captivating, and then we'll go and do it after we're done with this, right? So that is the plan. Hopefully that answers you. Thank you so much. And thank you for placing the order. Albie Miller, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Definitely. All right. Let me just do some housekeeping here for a bit. Okay. And we have our resident Bang Din. Good morning, sir. Well, I'll be back in Singapore really soon for a few days before I head off to Joe Fest. And yeah, David Scott. Thanks, David, for joining the stream. I appreciate you. What's up from SKN? All right, the Shadow Nose Network, Alexander Storm. What's up? What's up? Thank you for joining. And of course, Kato, as usual, being so nice, puts up the pre-order link, which I should have done in the first place. Silly me, you see. Thanks so much, sir. I appreciate you. We've got Ron Austin saying hello to me and loves me some ramen toys. Have yourself a bowl of ramen toy. All right. So yeah, we just like take a pause here and then just talk a little bit about my trip previously to Japan. So this happened I think 2 weeks ago, right? 2 weeks ago, I believe. That's right. Let's see, May 12th. I left for Japan on May 12th, 2 weeks ago, and I was at the Shizuoka Hobby Show, right? I got a video plan to show you guys, a very simple video, just basically less than a minute of me introducing the show, and then the rest should be just showing you the show, right? Still working on this kind of video presentation, right? We have a script to talk about the show, where you describe what you're seeing, but I don't really know everything over there. So just going to let the video and the pictures do the talking. And I hope to get that video up by the end of next week. Kind of busy now. Again, I only have 2 weeks left to prepare myself for Joe Fest, right? 2 weeks in which there's a lot of stuff to be done. And I'll get to that in just a bit, right? So about the Japan trip, right? It was again a nice visitation to Shizuoka. Been there, I think my fourth or fifth time, right? You guys should check it out if you go to Tokyo. Shizuoka is a good place, right? It's a nice place. So we were there, right? We checked out the floor grounds, met some people obviously in the industry, and exchange contacts for some good business development. But importantly, it was to check out what was newest in the plastic modeling scene in Japan, at least, right? Some displays from Takara Tommy Tech, etc. There's some new stuff where they, co-brand Transformers and Zoids and Evangelion and Transformers and Macross. So pretty interesting there. It seems like the genre, right? The pop culture has reached a stage whereby you need to co-brand stuff to further develop an IP. That's what I noticed. So yeah, we had a good trip over there, and then we met up with Tatsunoko in the office in Tokyo itself. The office is situated in a pretty quiet, in my opinion, like a quiet rural setting. It's not the hustle and bustling of a city. They don't have high-rise building. Well, they have a few stories, but not too high-rise. So it's about a 40-minute, I think, a 30-40-minute train ride, right? Train ride from Tokyo Station itself to Tatsunoko's office, and then I was there. I presented the prototype, and then the Tatsunoko personnel was able to look at it and confirm the changes that they requested when we showed them the sample back in February of this year. And I'm happy that they approved it, right? So you see, it took some time, right? It took some time from February, where we actually had a pretty robust a sample, I think, but it still required some changes. And of course, to take you a little bit back down memory lane, this whole project started back in April, right? April of last year, where I was actually planning my trip to the Las Vegas Licensing Expo, which I actually missed this year. Again, due to me traveling to Japan, as well as there's really no need for me to go to the licensing show at this point of time. So I was actually planning the licensing show and then doing some appointments, and I saw Tatsunoko as one of them. And I thought to myself, and we were actually in the process of trying to get licenses for Ramen Toy. So what can we do, right? There's Tatsunoko, there's Mattel, there's Hasbro. So let's see what we can get. So Tatsunoko was one of them that responded to us and said, "Hey, by the way, are you attending the Hong Kong licensing expo in April before we actually meet in Vegas?" I said, "Great," right? So we headed down to Hong Kong, which was a shorter trip. We met up with the good people at Tatsunoko, and then we actually was able to conclude the license then, right? So then we were able to sign Gatchaman, and then seeing them in Vegas a month later was basically just formality. We were just like, hey, thank you so much for giving us the license. So yeah, that was a bit of a history on how we landed the Gatchaman license. And licensing shouldn't be that difficult. It should just be a case of the licensee expressing a desire to license the IP and showing the competency of being able to license something and make something respectable, right? So, and then the licensor would just hopefully, unless anything other than out of the ordinary, right? They should just give us. They should approve a licensing deal and reach for a win-win situation. Okay, so yeah, we got that. Thank you so much for Tatsunoko for allowing us to license that. And then we were in Shizuoka to present the the prototype, and then we got it approved. And again, my point here is that from inception, April to April, it's been a year, right? We had a year of actually signing the license, developing the product for approval through the concept stages, the 3D model, the painted sample, bringing the actual piece to the licensor to show, and then with changes, and then now we are here in May, so a year and a bit more, and then we're here to be able to release the sales, and then let's get those sales coming in, guys, because we need the sales to show the licensor that we actually were correct in licensing to make a 124 scale product for Gatchaman. So please share the product and support it, because we need to show the performance. Let's put it this way, right? To show the licensor the performance so that they say, okay, let's carry on, versus, Mr. Lee, that's not what you said. That's not what you told us, right? You said you can do more. So please help us out to get more exciting stuff to you guys via licensing. Okay. So that's what I wanted to pause to just talk to you about. And then now we get back to the chat. We have Thomas Fron. What's up? Can't wait to see what's next. Yes, lots of stuff in the pipeline, lots of stuff. And I can only disclose it bit by bit, because when you are in cooperation with people who are really into confidentiality and stuff like that, you don't just anyhow talk about stuff. Because if I was just doing it myself, I can just tell you everything. But because when we are in collaboration with other people who are in the industry, who really knows that you can't just talk about stuff, that's why we are sort of like gotta make sure we say. Right, thank you so much, SKN. We're gonna have a great stream, of course. I'll do my best to have a great stream, right? Obviously, I'm going to do my best. I actually forgot to bring my water with me. So I realized that as I'm talking, I'm getting a bit parched. So I got to watch myself how I'm going to be expressing myself. So yeah. Impossible Pie Production, is the pre-order up now? Yes, it is. And, Kato has just posted a link on the chat, as is just mentioned over here. Thank you so much. And we have another one here from Dr. Akila Graf. I really enjoy looking at Ramen Toys products. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And we're going to keep on making these products and keep improving, because the key to making products is to keep improving. That's why the iPhone 16 is better than iPhone 15, right? Because, yeah, so we just keep improving. Chat Maddox. Yes, my friend. Good to see you as well in the chat, obviously, and you're seeing me in the video. Thank you so much. Yo Joe Jerk, what's up? You are gonna be getting your sewer, right? Once we're done. So Yojo Jerk happened to be the lucky winner in the 3POA's podcast, where I was giving up a super mask, and he's the proud winner. So please wait for that because we're still in production. But of course, rest assured that we'll be showing something at Joe Fest if you're going to be there, right? We are finalizing the test shot of the sewer, and what I'm going to be bringing to Joe Fest should actually blow your mind, right? It will not be painted, or rather, not in the right color, and that could actually be good because that will show people how you can customize stuff. So the plan is to bring something really to blow your mind of the test shot of the sewer and street section to Joe Fest. So please, guys, if you are going to Joe Fest, go check it out on the 20th of June, if I'm not mistaken, 20th of June in Augusta in Georgia. So I'll be taking my flight out of Singapore on the 18th of June in the evening, and then I'll arrive and we'll set up in Joe Fest, and I'll see you guys in Joe Fest, right? With some goodies which I'll be talking about in as we go along in the stream. And we have Matt with 2Ts talking about GeForce. I'm late when I was early, and you rock too. You rock too, right? You rock too. We got a Jack Vanderbach. Still need electric commander. You know, electric commander is kind of tough because electric commander has a lot of tooling, and we are just really not sure. Maybe we put it on a Kickstarter, right? Because we really don't have so much in the bank to, like, okay, here's 50,000, you can just use it, and then we'll just make a $5,000 sale on 100 figures. So it's not that easy, but we'll see, right? And we also have some plans for let's see, we have some plans for 80s Commanders, because next year would mark the 5th anniversary. Yep, the 5th anniversary of Ramen Toy. And I think it's only fitting if we, you know, do something that brought us here in the first place, right? So 80s Commanders, possibly. Again, I'm discussing this with my business partners and potentially some lawyers, right? About refreshing the 80s Commanders in a way that you guys would want it. So that is something I just let a bit slip, but I'm excited. I really want to do it, right? Imagine a refresh in the exact, stylization that you want, that you guys, see it in the 80s, right? Getting the facial sculpts much more closer to animation, and we'll see, right? Because again, I really say sorry if I'm not developing so speedily on the rest of the weapon systems, because like I said, just like Gatchaman here, right? If I cannot show the licensor that this is moving, then it's difficult for me to do the next one. So please, as and when we are getting things done, do support it the best you can. That's all I can say. And Electric Commander he might be, the worst case scenario is that he's just a commander without his weapons, right? That's the worst case, but that's just wrong, right? That's just wrong. So we'll see if we can get it onto a Kickstarter. All right, let me put on my thinking cap and see how it goes. All right, Jack, hopefully that answers your question, or maybe it wasn't a question, it was a comment. Mark version 1, good day. The man, the legend. Thank you so much. That's too much accolades. Thank you so much. I'm just an ordinary guy. John Gard, I'm keeping an eye on you. Right, we're watching you. Thank you so much. Luis Angel Gonzalez, you'll continue with Machina? Yes, of course we will, right? Um, I'm asking because maybe the loyal subjects line will hurt the sales. I think, I think a little bit maybe, right? Because there's always a spectrum of collectors, of buyers, of customers, right? And in that spectrum, you'll have the people that will buy everything of that genre. And then you have people who are more selective because if there is something similar for maybe a more affordable price, we'll go with that option, right? So there's always many facades, right, aspects to a customer profile. And as much as this might hurt the sales, it will only hurt the sales for those who do not agree that the Machina should cost $150 US because we're making 1,000+ pieces versus the loyal subjects making, I don't know, I'm just pulling numbers out of my head, 10,000 pieces, right? Because they are a mass market outfit and they need to have the numbers to make it, again, back to licensor. They need to show Hasbro that this license does make money. So it's all about the money more so than the product, right? We are focused on the product, and then the product must make money for us. But it's not like, hey, let's make money and then make the product because we want to make the money. Hence, we want to make the product. No, we want to make the product first, and the product should itself make money for us to carry on and on. This is just basics, I don't know, economics or just common sense, right? Because if you focus on making a good thing, people will want to buy it. That's just logic to me, 101. If I may just share another example of myself on Caliber Wings, if I may, right? My other brand is Caliber Wings, and I made a B-58 die-cast aircraft, and it speaks for itself. It's sold out within the first 2 weeks, right? So much so that I got to increase the production numbers to satisfy customers, right? So initially we did a 1,000-piece run of the B-58, and then it was sold out just like that. And then I got to add on 500 because I got angry customers. Oh, angry retailers. How could it be sold out? And then I got to break my limited edition tag and just increase it by 500 more just to satisfy people. But increasing it by 500 more is not really detrimental, right? Because it's still within the boundaries of a limited edition. I'm not like, oh, I sold out of 1,000, let's do 3,000, and then, oh shit, I only sold like now 1,006. What am I gonna do with the rest of the 1,004? Let's discount it on always. No, that's not how we do it. So I'm going off on a tangent. So basically, Machina has so much development process for us as a small team, and developing a product is money, right? You don't just develop a product out of thin air. It requires money. It requires MK1, MK2, right? This is wrong. Change it. MK3, change it. MK4. Hopefully, we don't keep on doing MK100, right? We just have to make sure that we are doing it within. Because if we did MK100, that shows the incompetency. We are incompetent, right? So we do, MK4, MK3, MK4. That's about it. And then we're still improving, right? So after the pre-orders of the Mobula at Toylanta, we actually showed you guys that we are improving the stuff based on your feedback, right? You said, oh, the thrusters were too small, right? You said, oh, the air scoop needs to be more defined. There you have it. All were improved and updated on our Facebook page. So yeah, but then again, we can't keep on changing because now we have new comments about, oh, well, the headlights have the laser cannons or something. I can't do that because it's gonna be almost impossible, right? Because it'll be nice to have the headlights with the clear part, right? But if you have a hole in the clear part to stick a laser cannon nozzle. That doesn't look nice, and then you don't want to have something sticking in. You want to have it transform, so that the laser cannon needs to somehow depress in, right, and disappear. That requires maybe a telescopic nozzle on something so small. And then let's say we don't have the nozzle retract back into the headlight. Then we have to maybe change out the headlight. That means that the function is you open up the headlight, and there's another thing that actually pulls the headlight down to pull up the telescopic. That is just too small for something to engineer something on that size. So we admit they were not good enough, right? But having said that, we have to develop the stuff and then look at the amount of parts that's transforming on our models. Of course, the easiest one was gullwing, where the doors open here, and then the back goes up, and then there's some bit of retraction to expose the bomb bay. That was simplest, right? And then we kaizen to a more difficult shark. Okay, and again, we are now doing the modular, which is not as simple as the gullwing, much more complicated actually. Okay, although less spring out functions, because not everything you can spring out, right? Not everything can spring out. Look back at some of the mass stuff. Not everything can spring out, right? I think so. So anyway, we'll continue doing the Machina stuff. I got lots of plans to do it, but whether or not to do it with a different vehicle and then our own IP is still subject for discussion, because I've had some feedback as well about how you guys just want the originals done better versus something you have not seen before, and then we try to shove it down your throat. So we'll see. We'll try to do maybe to do a pilot, right? Maybe do a pilot comic with a new character and stuff like that, and see if you guys really are acceptable, right, before we move on. So much for that. And I'm going to carry on with the comments here. Bing Dang just ordered 2. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. We have Road Pig John saying hello to you, my friend, as well. Long time no see. Spare Time Toys, no, you're not late. Don't be sorry. Keep it up. Yes, the work is amazing, and we'll keep improving, because that's what we do, right? We want to keep improving. And believe you me, every work that you think is amazing is very much appreciated, but we ourselves will say, oh, we should have done better here and there, and we'll keep on doing it. Okay. Cliff's stuff, perfect answer. Things will never had series 2, all fighters translated in the UK, so the first series is all we know. Good to know it will come down the line if all goes well with this run. Yes, we are committed, right, to make sure that you guys are happy, because that's what collectibles and toys is all about. Have you ever bought something and then say, oh, no, right? You buy something and like, wow, right? I got this. I was like, wow, I thought this is nice. That's why I got it, right? So, oh, it's nice, right? It brings me joy. It brings me joy just sitting there, because I enjoyed the way it was crafted, the way it was designed. Even something like this, as simple as this, right? It's like, oh, right, something like this, as simple as this, right? No color, but because the color is metallic, I'm like, oh, it's nice, right? Like it. I'm liking it. See. So yeah, making stuff that you guys like is what we do, because we like it as well, right? Again, we have to like it first before we make it. So we're not making stuff for the sake of making it, for the sake of, that's right, money, right? Okay. I'm a big fan of this Machina mask line, so I'm glad that you went with the size for Gatchaman, right? Yes, actually, this was a bit of hindsight, taking my time and coming up with the actual result, because again, what was to be this size, we could actually make the figures much smaller, because we want to make the vehicle smaller. Everything smaller, smaller, smaller is good. But then again, if we're gonna make the figure small, then what skill is this, right? Then we thought maybe let's build the Machina scale, which is 124. And 124 is not an obscure skill. It's a skill that both you and I and many modelers are somehow accustomed with 124. So yeah, let's develop 124, right? And even our attempts at a potential, I've spoken about this before, so I can speak about it, right? F14, right? Initially, the idea was to make it for 3 3/4, the lot scale, 118. Okay, the lot scale, not by my words. But again, 118 F14 has been done before by JSI, right? 118 has been done before. And yes, you can't get a GSI 118 F14 for cheap nowadays. They go for a lot of money, but it doesn't mean that by offering a better 118, it's going to sell, because in today's climate, even you guys living in the Western Hemisphere having bigger houses are saying that it's just too big. There's no space for a 1 meter long product, right? So the mind start thinking, and then maybe let's be brave. Let's be brave and do a 124 scale instead. And that's what we're working on as part of the review, right? And I think I reviewed this before, right? So 124 scale Machina size F14. Okay. It should look sweet, right? It should look sweet, even though it's not a lot scale. But if you have that F14 on your desk, it's bigger than 132. And for those of you who do modeling, you know what 132 is. So 124 is bigger than 132, right? Smaller than 118. But so yeah, that was my point as I went on a tangent again. What's up, Tom? Action figure captures photography. Everything is good with me so far. I'm thankful that through my travels, I did not catch any virus or flu and put me down, because that's not good, right? So what other brands are you familiar of Tatsunoko? Yes, I sort of heard about Time Bokan, but again, I'm not a student of it. I'm not immersed in it. So even like the samurai pizza cat, is that right? It looks interesting, but I don't really know it, so I'm not sure. It's a much higher risk for me, because I don't want to screw it up. But again, I could learn. So let me digest myself, and digest myself doesn't sound right. Trey Gillian, hello sir, thank you so much. I personally need 118 Gatchaman figures. Sometime toys. Wow, yeah, it is such a dilemma, right? To do 118 and 112, and we'll see, right? Let's get this show off the road first, and then let's have enough ammunition, right, to say, hey, Mr. Tatsunoko, I'm going to do some 118, and there's some demand for 112. Can we get both categories? And we'll go from there. All right, let's go. Let's just do that. Maybe 118 is good. Is a good idea. Yeah. Okay. I just got here. You got here, Ernest. You didn't miss much. If you're here in 30 minutes, because now it is 45 minutes in. There's Kato saying hi to Yojo Jerk. Oh, don't want to get into that. That is between two men. And there we have Mr. Zakanian tumbles into the stream. I was on his stream about a week ago when I got back from Tokyo, right? Just when I got back the next day in the morning, I was up in Zakanian's stream. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, will I have anything for sale at Joe Fest? I would say, unfortunately, no. All right, because we had a bit of a late development this year, and the factory move as well, so that sort of put things on a halt. I would have loved to bring things to sell, but unfortunately, I don't have. Aside from the pre-orders for the exclusive, so there will be an exclusive for Joe Fest. I think I've teased the exclusive, and I will show more in the next 2 weeks prior to leaving for Joe Fest. And as well as that, we'll be showing. We'll be doing more showing than selling. Okay, but the sales comes later, right? So we're going to be showcasing the Aces of Aviation Wave 2. Okay, um, and maybe I will just I will just show something. Let's see if I can show it. All right. Again, I got to go check this thing here. Maybe like that. Hold on, guys. See, this is where I get screwed up. So what I can show, I guess, is this. Okay. First, let's just show this. All right. There it is. Okay. So this is the Joe Fest exclusive for 2025. The shark in shark coloration scheme, right? Obviously, you can see there with a shark teeth, the eyes of the shark, the colors of a great white. And that is pretty much what we'll be bringing to show in terms of a sample. And then pre-orders will go live during Joe Fest. You can get it, and then as you get it, we will probably be able to ship it ASAP versus waiting too long. Okay, so this would be the exclusive for Joe Fest. Not bring anything physically to take away because we can't actually make it in time, but we'll have one sample there to show. And then, if I may, also show something else. Let's see here. I got to choose my pictures wisely. Okay, I think I can show this. Okay. So, okay. All right. So this is AOA Wave 2 in terms of the patches, right? So AOA Wave 1, we gave you some stickers and we thought, that's a little bit stingy of us, right? We have just one set of stickers. So what if you somehow had some mishap with the stickers, or you want to, if it's not like working too well for some reason, you want to like take it off, put it on. So this time around, we'll give you two sets of stickers, right? Not just one set. We'll give you two sets, right? So you can pick and choose, and then we'll give you like two sizes, because sometimes the patches are not exactly in one standard size. They are in a few sizes. So let's just put it there, right? In and then these are exactly the candidates, the lineup for Wave 2, right? As you can see over there, I don't need to say more. And you guys will see it, right? You guys will see this in a flash at Joe Fest. Take pictures, post it online, and then we'll have pre-orders open early bird for Aces of Aviation at Joe Fest. Okay, and apart from that, of course, we'll be showing tanks, actual product, because back last year we showed prototypes. They were fragile and easy to break, but now we'll show you the actual tanks, the bridge layer, amphibious phalanx, everything. And we're not gonna bring it back. Okay, so we were gonna think about some ways, some raffle, something where some of you will be able to take home those samples that we bring, aside from the prototypes, of course. We're not going to be giving out prototypes, but the samples that we're going to be bringing there, there'll be some raffle. I will discuss with my team on how it's going to be done, and then we want to leave with nothing because we got to head on back, right? So-called empty-handed, and go on a bit of an R&R, hopefully, if it's allowed, right? Gonna spend some time, like friends, just check out the US a little bit, few places, then we'll head on back to home base and then get straight back to work. Okay, so at Joe Fest there'll be nothing for sale physically to exchange you a product for your money, but there'll be pre-orders open for you to exchange your money online, and then we'll send the products to you, and then we'll have some raffle where we will just have to let you guys have what we bring, okay, which includes the super mask, the sewer and street section test shots. Okay, so you want to be at Joe Fest, right? You want to be at Joe Fest, even though you don't want to be at, or you didn't plan to be at Joe Fest. You want to buy the ticket and go to Joe Fest because you know that we're going to be giving out stuff, good stuff. Okay, all right. Hopefully that is the crux of the stream. Okay, and oh, there we go. And Ed from Joe Fest. I hope that what I just said is music to your ears. Okay, helping you to promote the event as we should, for having us. Right, thank you so much. Let's see here. So, gonna scroll through the chats. Inutabi, thank you so much, sir, for joining the stream. I appreciate you. I think I've already said hi to Sci-Fi George and maybe also Skew Raider as well. Thank you so much for joining. Roger Dodger. Wow, nothing but fire. Again, guys, we do our best. No need to shill. There's no shilling. No shilling allowed. Again, let the product speak for itself, right? The product, the price, the customer service. Again, we could do better in that department. As some of you may be watching who have sent me messages in the previous few days or weeks, we may have missed out attending to your message because, again, there's so much going on. Again, no excuse, but it is factually that I forgot about it. Email that was sent in January that I'm addressing now in May, 6 months later. There was reasons because we did say something. We said we will get to it. There may be a response needed from you that we forgot or something. And then it's good that you do a follow-up, and then we are resolving it as and when you did the follow-up. Okay, so improve on customer service is always a everyday thing, right? Every day, everyone needs to improve because there's just the more customers you have, it's almost like exponentially growing or linear growth. Even though you have a linear growth, the people handling customer service is not linear growth, right? It's not possible. Doesn't mean, hey, go get more people, go hire more people. No, it is not possible because that's just not the way it works. Okay, not the way it works. Just like a restaurant, right? If you go to a restaurant, oh man, why do I have to queue up? Hire more, get a bigger place, get more tables. No, that's not how it works, because when they do that, then they are gonna fall and fail, definitely. Okay, so same thing here, right? At a busy restaurant, you gotta wait, and then you gotta be served, and then stuff like that. Sometimes it goes wrong. Oh wait, how did that guy get in first? I was here first, etc., etc. But we do our best, okay? And again, I'm off on a tangent. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so no need to cough because I can tell you we have a amazing amazing scalp, right? But there has to be a license. So believe you me that we're working on a license, and I can only have more to tell you after SDCC, which I'll be going and then meeting with people involved in the license, and we will see how it goes, along with what I showed off last year. Well, it's been a year. It's been a year since I showed off the Kit Super Pursuit Mode prototype, which we have actually done lots of improvements since, which we are still doing. And what you saw there, the gray prototype, I've taken it down. Those who have noticed, oh, where's the video? So I've taken it down because, again, licensing does not want you to show stuff that you're not supposed to show. Okay, fine. So that's down for the moment, but we are working to get it done. So I just need you guys to be patient. Yes, you've waited for a year. Come on, what, a year? It's going to be another year. Hopefully not, but it's going to be some developments after SDCC. Okay, that's why I can tell you. All right. So let's see, man. So yes, on Galaxy ranges, again, we are talking to lawyers about getting the name again, because we want to move out of, right, the third party stuff. We want to get some legit brands going on, but it's a difficult process. It's not like that you can do it. Heavy licensing fees is not something that we can afford, right? Even if the counter argument is, if you can't afford it, don't do it. Okay, but again, sometimes it's just ridiculous. Okay, I can say in the face of the licensors that the pricing is ridiculous, because we are not a conglomerate. We don't have millions in the bank. We just don't have it. You have got to have a system whereby you license out accordingly to the people, just like you have different prices of cars for different car owners. You don't force everybody to buy the most luxurious car. If you can't afford it, don't buy the car. No, you have cars of different categories so that the people who want to buy the cars can have the cars. So same thing here. You must have a licensing structure where you structure it to the ability, the financial ability of the company. It doesn't mean every single company can do the tens of thousands of units, but it doesn't mean that you're not interested in the small numbers of licensing, because it's still a licensing. It's still putting the stuff out there. It's still putting your brand out there to the nooks and crannies that you are not aware of. You only know about the big box space, but there are many nooks and crannies that your customers are available in all ages and sizes and forms and whatever, right? So you need to address all these, and that is where the licensing structure must change, right? It must adapt. That's my opinion. Okay, so we're trying to get that done, and as and when I have good news, I will let you know. Maybe with a scalp first, and then as and when we can get it or not, then we will move on there, because we really need to just be mindful. Again, we want to do it right, but and all you guys are asking for it, and why are we dragging our feet? Because we don't know who owns the license, right? That's what we're being told, right? We don't know who owns the license, and then when you don't have the license, clearly as an owner you can't license it, right? That's what the lawyers do. They can't perform their task. The lawyers are supposed to draft the contracts for licensing, but if they can't have the owner who's not present, then that is a problem, which is a gray area, right? So yeah, so much for that. Okay, moving along. Let's see. G Force Racing, your funny bone. I'm tickling your funny bone. How so? How so? We got a James Bond Hot Wheels car. Okay. Okay. You guys are talking. Yes, Titan. How did you not know this? Because again, it's not a big brand, right? It's a small brand. It's a small niche brand. But that was what got me started, right? I got in 2014. I came out on my own and I did Caliber Toys, which was a license. I mean, we did a license. Well, it's just not we, myself, right? Caliber Toys is my one man. I got one man, and I did the Age of Extinction license with Hasbro while in Hong Kong, and that didn't go too well because again, what was the next thing I'm going to do after that? And back then in 2014, it was the dawn of the Iron Mans and other Transformers, Batman. Those licenses are just way expensive, way expensive. No way. So I went to do Caliber Wings because Caliber Wings we had just to pay a very modest licensing fee to Grumman for the F-14, and I did the rest. So also to Lockheed Martin for the F-16, and of course the Russian jets we had no license because we don't know how to license from Mikoyan and Sukhoi. So of course I tried to go to the website to license, right? Excuse me, sir, we're gonna license Sukhoi, and I hope that they don't like you know with a Russian accent. We don't license Sukhoi. No license to you. Just having some fun, right? So don't take it too seriously. Nothing. I love the Sukhois. Okay, so yeah. Now you know, right? Now you know. Check it out. My Caliber Wings. Um, Lots of videos. Some of them not my. What's the quote from Jack Reacher? Jack Reacher, was that Coming Home? Is that right? Not one of my finest moments. Right. So yeah. There we go, guys. There we go. There we go. Will Ortiz, hello. Thank you so much for joining the stream. And we've got yes, you mentioned about this, but again, I need to really call it, learn it. Not sure. And thanks again, Kato, the mod. You're a mod. Wow, okay. You got a spanner there. Okay, thanks, man. Thanks, man. J Mac, what's up? Is that I am up at 8 a.m. to bring you guys this live stream. It's a Saturday here in my home base, and it's actually a public holiday here, the Dragon Boat Festival, right? It's a Dragon Boat Festival. People have dumplings. They go actually race. They race in dragon boats. So that's what it is, right? That's what it is. Okay. All right. I'll see you at Joe Fest, and please do let me know and come up to me and say, "Hey, I am G Force Racing," because again, as much as you guys see my face, I don't see your face, so I don't know who you are, and I'm always so embarrassed when oh my goodness, that's the Titan, that's Noel from Mega J, that's you know. So please let me know, and then again, if I forget your name, please do grant me 3 lives. Maybe I'll take the third attempt to maybe really get that name in memory. Okay, I'm approaching 50, so as they say, the brain starts to be able to absorb less and less data. I don't know, so I gotta keep it for producing the creative stuff, right? So I do apologize if I forget your name sometimes. Yesterday's Hasbro's lineup of Marvel Legends figures was great because they tapped into the Marvel versus Capcom video game audience. Am I considering this as well for Capcom and Tatsunoko? Interesting. Again, it's a bit like cross branding, right? I would think, and we'll see, right? We'll see. Thank you for your suggestion. I appreciate it. You gotta help me with your name here, sir, Mr. Pare. Hello to you. Gulami, is it right? Is it like like the Inglorious Bastards, where he was like, Gulami. Okay. Hell Jordan. Uh, then you'll be my queen. just joking. Just joking. Okay. Yeah, there is a transforming car. I get that, and that was requested sometimes. Let's see. Michael, good day to you. I appreciate you in the stream. Jamie as well. Hello, nice. Thanks for joining. Jason Rowe, thanks for what we do. Yes, again, we are not expecting fans to buy everything that we do. Okay, there's no obligation. It doesn't mean you didn't buy my this and that. No, you buy what you want, and that's what it is. And we have to keep on doing our best to promote ourselves to people who have not yet even known of what we're doing, about us. And then as long as everything works out for everybody, and that's the key, right? The key is that we sell enough stuff to stay afloat. We sell enough stuff to have enough to develop other stuff, to sell enough of that to keep afloat, and have enough of that to sell, to make other stuff, to sell that, right? That's always the sequence. That's the way it works. All right. Okay. Every ramen toy stream makes me redo my budget. Oh man, that's we are always redoing our budget as well, right? We need to travel less and do more stuff. War chest full of toys. I need to hear Kim say January again. So I'm so hyped for my 100 tanks. Oh, him. Him, right? Yeah, we're working on the tanks again. So don't worry about that. We had a very conservative projection of fourth quarter of this year as the delivery date, but we're already showing you products samples that is ready to be refined and go into production. So fourth quarter is a very conservative forecast, and we hope and endeavor to deliver way before that. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate all these nice comments. It gives us the fuel to go on and do stuff. Okay, so yes, there's definitely more vehicles planned, and we are already working on a armored personnel carrier. Hopefully, that's what you guys like, because we like that too. Myself was commander of a armored personnel carrier platoon back in my day, and Bill, my friend, miss our adventures. Oh, talk about it. You stay off those onions, my friend. You stay off those onions, and I'll see you in SDCC. Okay. See, there we go. We met last year, so I got to get reacquainted. Definitely. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to check it out. Thanks, Ray, for the mention. Yes, we have got to keep on updating, because when you don't appear, you get forgotten. That's just how it works, right? On YouTube as well, if you stop posting for a while, you'll be forgotten. So it's important for us. Even Pepsi Cola, wrong. Coca Cola and Pepsi Cola is still advertising to this day. Even McDonald's is still advertising, because it shows the importance of media and being present. And that's what we have to do, right? To make sure that you guys know that we're here. And you can see that my Facebook post has actually been not as abundant in recent weeks, because I was traveling. We were in production of stuff. We were moving the factory. So definitely more updates will come as usual once I have everything amassed for announcing. That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. I believe if this is gonna happen, my friend Zamora, it's gonna be 118, not 124, because that's what we have developed, which is 118. Guardian robots. Seeing the G1 Eagle shop in person was fantastic. Thank you. So that must have been where? Where was it? In Japan? In Japan? Right? Okay. Okay, great. Thanks so much. All right, Chad, you'll be in SDCC. Yeah, we spoke about that, right? If I'm in the California, Los Angeles area, make sure to hook you up. Yes, I will do that. Definitely. Thanks so much. This was already mentioned. Yes, Jeff. And I was a platoon commander of armored infantry. So yes, and Corn Husker, you'll be able to see the test shot at Joe Fest. If you're not attending, then there'll be pictures, obviously, and videos. So yeah, definitely, sir, and definitely, sir. And on that note, I'm going to just talk about something that I had recently that I thought I would share. Okay, so you guys know about the blockies, right? So do you guys know about the blockies Devastator? So I recently saw the blockies Devastator. I was like, whoa, this is cool. So I it started with me just buying a blind box. Okay, a blind box, and this is the blockies in China. Okay, so the blind box actually had three of the Constructicons, as you can see there, being circled. So this box is one of them. So I was able to just buy like a random box, and I was buying random boxes, and I saw, okay, wait a minute, this is only three. How about the rest of the six? And then I was like, oh, okay, I got to get it from wave two and wave one. Now, how do I do that? But because in China everything's abundant, I was able to go pick up wave two, and then there you go. The other two Constructicons are over there. Okay, and then how about wave one? Wave one was the tricky one because it actually was in my hands back in December in Singapore Comic Con. They were giving this away when you just like their Instagram page. So there you can see. Back there you have, I believe this is what's this? It is scavenger. Okay, so I got to go track this to get the stuff. But the main crux is you actually got to keep these little cards that comes with the blockies, right? These little cards, okay? Because there is a QR code. No point scanning this because it's invalid. Okay, so I can show it to you, no problem. Because these guys are so amazing that they actually plan the whole scheme, whereby in wave one they already had the QR code, so that when you get wave two and three and finish getting all six of the Constructicons, and then you scan the QR code that's on all of them, okay, the QR code on the China app, you will then be able to then let me show it to you, right? You'll be and share this to whoever that you want to share it with. Okay, so what you do is you just scan the code like that, and it brings you to the app. All right, it brings you to the app. Okay, and it says here, right? It says here, what it says here that, sorry, this QR code has already been scanned. Okay, so if I go here, Okay, wait a minute. How do I get to this? I want to show you this. No, I want to show you this. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. So what you have here is the Devastator uh, thing. Okay, whereby you scan the QR code and then it will bring up a page to show you that you have amassed all the six, right? So one, two, right? Initially it's all blank. So once I scan it, it will actually show up that I've done it. So now that I've done it, I can go click on redeem, key in my address, pay like $1 for shipping, and then they will ship the Devastator parts to my address here in China. So this was something that was very interesting that I thought I could share with you guys because it's so interesting, right? That they actually had unique QR codes planned, and God knows how many pieces they have done for these guys. I would think in the hundreds of thousands, I would think. And the sad thing is that the QR code that you will get with your blocky outside of China does not work. It does not work, right? Because I actually went back to find what I got from Singapore Comic Con last December, and I thought, hey, I got it, right? I got this part, I got this guy. But no, when I scan the QR code, it says this is error because it just says find us on Facebook or something like that, right? So the QR code on the cards of I would say blockies, right? Even though it's blocks, from what I heard. Okay, so blockies is good. Oh no, blockies. So it's supposed to be blockies, but I like to call it as blockies. But now I'm calling it blockies anyway. So I'm confused. Okay. So anyway, so what's interesting is that you scan the QR code in your blockies, and it won't get you anything. It's just a direction to a social media page. But in China here, it actually brings you to a app, an app, and then this app allows you to scan and collect your collection virtually, right? On the mobile phone, you can actually see the products there. And then finally, like I said, the crux is that I'm able to get the Devastator parts that's not sold. They don't sell it. They don't sell it. You got to redeem it, and you got to redeem it by buying the Constructicons physically, to get the cards physically, to scan a physical QR code, a valid QR code, to redeem the stuff. But of course, being the manufacturer in me, I'm pretty sure down the line, they are going to sell the whole Devastator set in a different color, maybe yellow, maybe metallic green, maybe transparent green, gold, because these are the colors that's known for blockies. They have the gold version, they got the clear version, and a different color. So just a bit of information for you guys who are on the stream, right? If you think that this information is good, please do share it with your fellow collectors of Transformers and blockies and blokies. And yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Definitely. Okay. So a final look at the comments before we say goodbye for this stream. It is that maybe we should have a group together for SDCC. Sure, but make sure everybody pays their bill. Okay. Will you guys come up with figures that are like TGE characters for Airwolf show? Yeah, there will be figures as well with the vehicle. Okay. Yes, they are very fun. They are very well thought out. It's a master plan. It's a master stroke. The tooling is repetitive, and yet it works with just a bit of new tooling for other characters. Not for sale in the US, I heard, which is a travesty. I'm not sure how or why. I really don't know. Licensed by Hasbro, but restricted by Hasbro. Go figure that out, man. How do you get this? You don't get it. Maybe on eBay. On my friend, you got to get it on eBay, man. Because even if I could say I'm going to help you out, I can't, because I'm going to be buying boxes upon boxes or rather, if I pay a premium and I get the actual constructed cons from the resellers, that's already a premium, and I got to go. I'm not sure again if it's restricted to one mobile number to claim. I've not tried it yet, so I don't want to risk promising stuff that I can't fulfill. But yeah, it's very interesting. But like I said, rest easy. I'm pretty sure they're not going to do a tooling and then just throw it away, right? They're going to definitely have a Devastator gift set along the way. Yeah, we will do our best to accessorize all our products, which is what we're doing now. Okay, so we'll do our best to do that. No, I don't know if they have a Megazord. I don't think so, not yet. Hasbro said no to US as it's too close to being a transforming toy. Yeah. What do you think, Bill? What do you think? That's right. It's a travesty. Thank you, Mr. Chang. Tinolius. I always find it funny to pronounce your name. You got to tell me how to pronounce your name, but if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Mr. Kaiju Daddy, you're late. Isn't it like 10:20 in Tokyo? Mr. Kaiju Daddy's got a surprise for you guys, man. I think. If he gets his video up. Wonder if the Blokies app can be accessed outside of China. No. I don't think so. No, if you have WeChat, you can access it because it's accessible by WeChat. It's they call it a mini program, so it's actually not an app. Sorry, it's a mini program. Okay, let me try to explain to you. Okay, so on WeChat, right? If you pull down on your chat, right? So I don't want to show you my chat, so I pulled down on the chat. These are all mini programs. So you have mini programs of McDonald's. You can go in there. You can go into McDonald's and order McDonald's, right? Okay. So this is called mini programs. So it happens that the Blokies, right here, you see the little Blokie icon, right? So the Blokie, right, which I will open. So it's already here, right? So the Blokie is actually a mini program, they call it. So if you have WeChat, then you'll probably be able to access the mini program. I don't think it's VPN restricted. It only means that it's all in Chinese and it might not work because they got to send it to a Chinese address. So yeah, that is what I can share with you guys. Unfortunately, I did not watch Galaxy Rangers nor Bionic 6, but I've seen them. I've seen images. I know what they are, but I've not seen them. It's always Hasbro, isn't it? Matthew, you came in with the sort of the finisher question. There will be updates soon. Okay, I don't want to be this guy. I don't want the haters and the critics to tell me this guy's a hypocrite. He just talked about doing the right thing, getting licenses, and then he's gonna be doing the He-Man no license, because we know that Mattel will not license He-Man to us. It's been written to us in a CND by the lawyer. It says that Mattel will never license to you. So that's already as clear as it goes. So if they're never going to license to us, what's the next best step, right? So it's not about being a hypocrite. It's about being real. If you want to do business with me, I do business with you. Okay, and I'm not being a high horse here. I'm not saying that, hey, Mattel, come talk to me. No. Please don't get it wrong. If you do business with me, I'm already reaching out to do business with you, right? You rejected the business. So if you want to do business with me, we'll do business. Okay. If there's no business to be done and your fans wants the stuff, right? doing a bit of Ricky Gervais in the Night at the Museum, whereby hand gestures should convey the message. All right. So on that note, guys, please go and support the Eagle Shop that we have licensed, and then the rest of the stuff will come eventually, and I will be working my best I'll be working my best in the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks is crucial for me and Ramen Toy to get all these things ready for departure for Joe Fest, including sending them out by logistics, because we can't possibly carry everything that we're going to be bringing there. Huge, massive stuff. Sewer layer, street section, double sewer layer, tanks, double tank, Amphisbaena Hunter, bridge layer, not as an accessory, but with a hull. So that's 4 tanks. Acel Aviation, Titanium Titans prototypes, Joe Fest exclusive sample. I'll have my hands full, but unfortunately, we don't have the Eagle Shop on display because the prototype is in Tokyo now. So I unfortunately can't show Eagle Shop at Joe Fest, but I will endeavor to, I don't know. Yeah, it probably won't make an appearance in the US until it becomes a product. Okay. Again, the prototype is in Tokyo, Tatsunoko's office. And yeah, like I said, the next 2 weeks is crucial for us to get things together and have a very good Joe Fest showing, meet you guys in person, exchange ideas, exchange conversations, show off our stuff, and then give away the stuff that we're going to be bringing there, aside from prototypes. All right, so you've heard it here on this stream. The link is there from Kato, right? And I thank you so much for joining. I'm going to be heading out to do the rest of the stuff for today, and I will be back as soon as I can. Hopefully, another update before the flight to Joe Fest. Again, I thank everybody for your time this evening, and the replay crew, if you are watching it on replay. I appreciate all of you guys. And as always, please do take care, enjoy the hobby, and of course, me, Ace, signing out, and have yourself a bowl of Ramen Toy. Take care.